Hi everyone, my name is James Davidson and I'm an attorney at Davidson Law Group. I know this video finds many of us holed up at home or working remotely or otherwise off our normal routine due to the COVID-19 virus situation. And first of all, let me say that I've been amazed by the resilience of so many folks. I know that it's easy to get distracted by this crisis and feel overwhelmed and even afraid by it all, which is normal. But we've been encouraged by those in our families and our workplaces who have stayed positive and played their part in helping all of us get past this. So right off the bat, let me say, keep it up and keep up hope, because better days are right around the corner. One thing I really believe is that in the midst of any struggle or any crisis, there is always opportunity to find new perspective, and for new habits to be formed, and for a new way of operating to be unearthed. And so in today's video, I wanted to highlight 3 ways that you and your family can use this time as an opportunity to make sure that your estate is in good order. An opportunity to take advantage of the lessons that this time in crisis is teaching us, because this is a game-changing event, for some more than others, unfortunately, and this should definitely have an impact on how you think about your estate. So let's jump right in with 3 ways that you can ensure that your estate is secured moving forward. Number 1, you want to make sure that your estate plan is in order. Maybe you've never made an estate plan, or you did one years ago, but it doesn't reflect your current wishes. You want to make sure that your plan directs where your assets go upon your passing, and appoints and empowers individuals to make decisions for you when you're not able to do so for yourself. And it might be tempting right now to think about putting this off, but I can assure you, there is no time to wait. Now is the time to do it. On March 26, 2020, the Office of Court Administration of the state of Texas issued travel authorization letters to attorneys and to the staff of attorneys that ultimately allows attorneys to meet with clients and to represent them with whatever is necessary. Now for us at Davidson Law Group, that means that we, as a last resort, have an opportunity to meet with clients in person to conduct estate planning consultations and to execute estate planning documents. Now, as attorneys, we have the duty to ensure that all other precautions are taken. If we can meet virtually, we will meet virtually. But if it comes down to it and we need to meet in person, which a lot of estate planning documents require witnessing and to be signed in person, then we have the means to do that. So there is no excuse to wait. If you need to get your estate planning done, now is the time to do it. Number 2, make a plan for your family routine. And ask yourself, how can you be better prepared if something like this happens again? Well, that will look different for different folks. But what it does take is sitting down as a family and intentionally putting together a plan. And evaluate, what could you have done better? Do you work remotely? What are some things you could do to make yourself more efficient? Well, do you have school-age children who are attending virtually? Well, what can you do in your home to facilitate a learning environment for your children? Sit down, write it down, but the most important thing is to make a plan. Well, now that we've talked about making a plan for your estate and making a plan for your family, third, let's talk about making a plan for your business. I think it's safe to say that we've all felt the economic impact of this COVID-19 crisis. From the mandatory shelter-in-place orders to the mandatory closures or limiting of certain businesses, we've all been affected. So if you're a sole proprietor or a small business owner or nonprofit organization and you've suffered through this time, I encourage you to look at whatever government assistance might be available to you, and specifically something called the CARES Act, which has recently been passed. CARES Act stands for the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. And what it does, among other things, is offers low interest and sometimes forgivable loans to any of those 3 categories that I mentioned: the small business owner, a sole proprietor, or nonprofit organization. So if you are hurting and you need assistance, I encourage you to talk to your financial professional about what you might be eligible for in this CARES Act. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to our law firm and we can definitely point you in the right direction. All right, let's recap. We talked about number 1, creating a plan for our estate and directing where our assets will go upon our passing and who will make decisions for us when we're not able to make decisions for ourselves. We talked about number 2, creating a plan for our family and for our routine and thinking about how we can be better prepared if something like this happens again. And number 3, we talked about creating a plan for our business and encouraging you to take advantage of all the resources that are available to you. Now, I know it's not always fun to cover these topics, but now more than ever, they're relevant and they're absolutely necessary. So if you have any questions about anything that we talked about, please feel free to reach out to us to schedule a consultation with one of our attorneys. You can find all of our contact information on our website at yourtexaslegacy.com. We look forward to coming back to you with more information in the future, and we hope that you and your family are well.